Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Phil. I'm the ordinary watch guy. I'm very ordinary, but the watches are always special. So recently I went on a long weekend trip to one of the most important locations in the global watch industry, which is the town of Glashutte in Germany. Now, you can check out my other videos about what I did while I was there, but trust me, it was an amazing visit for me as a watch nerd. Do check out the videos. Some of them aren't out yet, but I'll be releasing them in due course. I also learned while I was there what I would do differently if I was going back and how I could organize that trip if I was going to do it again. It's a bit of a pilgrimage, but this video here is designed to help you do it right. If you want to go and visit Glashutte, you can really make the most of it. So I thought I'd make this video so that you can learn from my happy accidents and my mistakes, and you can take yourself off for a perfect visit to Glashutte yourself. So yeah, it's a bit of travel and tourism, but believe me, you can have the most incredible time visiting Glashutte, and you'll learn an awful lot about watches doing it. So let's get started. Okay, first piece of advice that I give anybody that wants to go visit Glashutte is, if you can go during the week, go during the week. It's better during the week than at the weekend. I got really lucky in three ways. First of all, there was a jazz music festival on in Dresden. So the whole place was super lively, and there was tons of extra entertainment in the street. Additionally, on the last weekend of May, every year, there's a watch festival that I had no idea about, that I just happily fell upon in Glashutte. And I just accidentally overlapped with it, which is completely ridiculous. Watch traders come down to Glashutte from all over Germany with all manner of antique watches, and you can browse them, and you gain entry to the event and the museum for €5. So that's incredible. Definitely worth looking out for that if you're going to pick a time to go. Finally, SG Dynamo Dresden got promoted to the second division of the German Bundesliga. So as you can imagine, with a home game on the Saturday, which they won 3-0, things got pretty lively with lots of singing, dancing and drinking. Now, it transpired that these three things collided while I was there. I didn't plan for that, but it gave an extra layer of entertainment. So I've been wandering around at Dresden and Glashutte thinking, wow, this place is on fire at the weekend. In truth, I'm warned that the whole place is actually really quiet at the weekend, and it's usually better during the week. In fact, none of the shops open at all on Sundays. Okay, so if you're a YouTuber visiting Dresden to look at the watches, you might think that you check the opening times of a Lange and Sonne. Turns out everything in Germany is closed on Sunday. None of the watch shops are open on the Sunday. This being said, the watch fair was amazing. So if you can go during the last weekend of May, do it, and bring a little bit of budget with you, and you could actually walk away with a really nice watch. Flights. Okay, you're going to get there. If you're coming from the UK, you're going to get there by flying, and Lufthansa is probably what you're going to do. And there's two options here. You can fly to Dresden, which will probably take you through Frankfurt, That's no hardship. Lufthansa are very good. But the flight from Frankfurt to Dresden is on a very small plane, and it's possibly not great for nervous flyers. Alternatively, I've learned that you can fly to Prague directly for the same sort of money and get a train from Prague for £30. It takes a couple of hours, but you'll get to see a bit of Prague, which is stunning, and the journey is not exactly difficult to look at out the window of a train. What is the benefit of the Prague option? Well, first of all, you don't have the airport changeover. And on my way back, my flight from Dresden to Frankfurt got cancelled because there was a problem with the plane and I had to stay overnight in Frankfurt because I missed my connection. Sure, Lufthansa covered that. They paid for my hotel and everything, but it was a pain. Okay, so Prague is a much bigger airport. Dresden is very small. And you'll travel for your whole flight on a much larger plane, which for nervous travellers is less likely to be turbulent. Aside from that, Dresden is right on the Czech border and the Deutsche Bahn trains are pretty good. You're going to link very, very easily. Okay, accommodation. This is where I made my biggest mistake. I took an Ibis hotel, nothing wrong with that. Just that Dresden West, as it was badged, was actually 11 kilometers outside of Dresden. Made a noob error of getting an Ibis hotel, which says it's in Dresden, but it's actually 8 miles outside. So if you're coming to Dresden, Glashutte, just check, just make sure you get a good location. Ideally, you want to be in Dresden in the city centre because you can get a train from the Bahnhof down to Glashutte and it doesn't take that long. There is an Ibis budget Dresden city, which would be so much more convenient and is no more expensive. This would have been so much more convenient and fun in the evening. What I did to myself was inflict extra costs and extra time trekking back and forward to Kesseldorf. Don't do something like that. Aim for the Altstadt area or somewhere in walking distance of Dresden Hauptbahnhof, the main train station, because you're going to get used to visiting that place. Clearly, how much you want to spend on accommodation is pretty much up to you, but you can get good, very clean accommodation in Dresden for around £50 a night per person. You can spend more and go for something more at market if you want to. Dresden has a range of excellent watch outlets, including a Lange and Sonar, which there's a boutique there. It would be nice to be in short distance of those, and it'll give you more opportunity to explore what's on offer. Travel in Germany. Okay, traveling around is really, really easy once you get your head round the buses, trains and trams. You download the Deutsche Bahn app and the DVB mobile app on your phone, and it'll tell you all the time which trains are where and what you can pick up. You buy a Saxonian ticket that costs €33 per day, and then you can travel on any bus, tram or train anywhere in Saxony as much as you want for 24 hours, and your children will travel free. Okay, the services are regular and reliable, and there's 2 ways to get to Glashutte: via a bus that changes once or a train that changes once also. The services are well coordinated and I tried them both. The bus goes via Dipperswalde and the train via Heidenau, and they take the same sort of amount of time. I personally preferred the train. That's just, that's my personal thing. If you find yourself with a bit more time on your hands, that Saxonia ticket would allow you to reach out towards Leipzig and go further afield in Saxony too. So it's actually pretty cool. Food. Okay, I'll be honest, I wasn't really there for the food, but the people of Saxony seem to love cake, particularly apple and cherry cakes, breads and pretzels, meats and beers. You can stay inside a 40 to 50 euro per day budget if you don't drink hard, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In Glashutte, there's a wonderful little place called Smacks, where they offer a homemade lemonade, delicious coffee, and incredible homemade Apfelstrusselkuchen, in a very pretty location opposite the Deutsches Uhrenmuseum and right across the street from the Nomos shop. Email ahead. Many of the watch companies have production tours. I know that Glashutte Original certainly do. It's an incredible insight to get yourself inside one of these facilities and actually see people doing the work of building watches. You get to see the methodology, the incredible precision, and how much actually goes into the process. And finally, invest in learning a little bit of German, hit Duolingo up or something, and learn a few simple phrases like how to order your lunch, how to ask when the trains are arriving or which platform you need to be on. Learn to apologize in German, for having poor German if you don't have great German. I found this immediately engenders goodwill, and people want to help you so much more. A lot of people speak excellent English, which is massively fortunate. Okay, so thank you for watching. I've got another video coming out where I'll be talking more specifically about the watches and the heritage of Glashutte, and specifically a video about my favorite brand in Glashutte, which is Union. So if you haven't clicked to subscribe, click the button and stay in touch with all the content that I've got coming out. Give me a comment, ask any questions that you might have. I'll be happy to respond to everybody individually. Bye for now. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.